The average American household throws away $1,500 worth of food every single year. Not spills, not accidents, just food they bought and never ate. And that's before we even talk about the stuff they bought on impulse. The things that weren't on the list, weren't on sale, and weren't something they actually needed. So if you ever looked at your bank statement and thought, where did all my money go? I'm going to show you exactly where. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to stop it. By the end of this video, you'll have a system, not tips, not hacks, an actual system that makes spending less almost automatic. And I'll tell you right now, the most important part of this whole thing is something nobody talks about. It's not a coupon app. It's not buying generic. We'll get there. Part 1. Why you're overspending. It's not your fault. Let's start with something most finance videos skip. The reason you overspend at the store isn't because you're bad with money. It's because the store is very, very good at making you spend. Grocery stores are designed by behavioral scientists. I'm not being dramatic. That's literally true. The layout, the lighting, the smell coming from the bakery near the entrance, the way the milk is always at the back. All of it is engineered to get you to walk past as many products as possible and stay in the store as long as possible. Studies show that the longer you spend in a grocery store, the more you spend. Full stop. So step 1, and this is free, requires no app, no spreadsheet. It's just going with a plan. Because without a plan, you're playing their game. And they've been playing it a lot longer than you have. Part 2, the list isn't enough. Here's what actually works. Okay, so most people have heard make a grocery list. Great. Yes, do that. But a list alone doesn't work the way most people use it. Here's what I mean. Most people make a list like this: milk, bread, eggs, chicken, stuff for dinner. And then they walk into the store and fill in the blanks with whatever looks good. That's not a list. That's a suggestion. What actually works is what I call a closed list. You're not just listing what you need. You're deciding in advance exactly what you're making, then working backwards to write down only what you need for those specific meals. So instead of chicken, it's 2 pounds of chicken thighs for the sheet pan recipe on Tuesday. That level of specificity matters because it removes decisions from inside the store. Every decision you make inside a store is a chance to spend more money. You want to make as many decisions as possible before you walk in. Here's the practical version of this before you go shopping. Spend about 10 minutes planning your meals for the week. Nothing fancy. Doesn't have to be chef level. We're talking Monday, pasta. Tuesday, stir fry. Wednesday, leftovers. Thursday, tacos. Friday, whatever. That's it. Then your list is built around those meals. And here's what happens. You stop buying random ingredients that don't belong to anything, which is the #1 cause of food waste. Part 3, the fridge audit, the thing nobody wants to do, before you even write the list. And this is the step most people skip. You need to know what you already have. This sounds obvious, but almost nobody does it. They're out of time. They're in a hurry. They assume they need more of something, and they end up buying 3 bottles of soy sauce because they couldn't remember if they had any. Before you shop, open your fridge, open your pantry, and actually look. What needs to be used up this week? What are you almost out of? Build your meals around what you already have first. Then buy the gaps. This one habit alone can cut food waste by 30 to 40% for most people. It takes 5 minutes. That's it. If you want to make it even easier, take a photo of your fridge before you leave for the store. Sounds silly. Works incredibly well. Part 4, how stores trick you and how to beat it. All right. Let's talk about what happens once you're actually inside the store, because this is where most of the money gets lost. First, end caps. Those displays at the end of every aisle. People assume things on end caps are on sale. They are not always on sale. Sometimes they're just there because brands pay a premium to put their product there. It looks like a deal. It's often not. Check the price per unit before you grab anything from an end cap. Second, the eye level trick. The most expensive products are almost always placed at eye level. The store brands and the better deals are usually on the bottom shelf or the top shelf. Literally crouched down. Your back will survive. Third, unit pricing. This is huge and almost nobody uses it. The little label on the shelf shows you a price per ounce or per serving or per count. That's what you use to compare products, not the big number on the front of the box. A bigger package isn't always cheaper per unit. A sale isn't always a good deal if the unit price is still higher than a competitor. And fourth, buy one, get one traps. BOGO sounds amazing, and sometimes it is, but only if you were already planning to buy that item. If you weren't going to buy it, you're not saving 50%. You're spending 100% more than you planned to. Part 5, the budget game, make it stupid simple. Let's talk about money, because you actually need a number to work with. A lot of people don't have a grocery budget. They just spend and check the damage later. And that's fine if you have unlimited money. If you don't, you need a number. Here's a simple starting point. For one person, a reasonable grocery budget in most U.S. cities right now is somewhere between $200 and $350 a month, depending on your city and diet. For two people, roughly $350 to $550. These aren't magic numbers. They're just ranges to calibrate from. Now, here's the thing about having a budget: the number by itself doesn't change behavior. What changes behavior is feeling the number. One method that actually works for a lot of people is a cash envelope method. You pull out your weekly grocery budget in cash, and that's all you bring to the store. When it's gone, it's gone. Something about physically handing over money, as opposed to tapping a card, makes people much more deliberate about what they put in the cart. If cash feels extreme, the card version of this is using one dedicated debit card for groceries and checking the balance before you go in. Same effect, less drama. Part 6, the thing nobody talks about. Okay, I said at the beginning there was something nobody talks about. Here it is. The biggest driver of overspending at the grocery store isn't coupons. It's not loyalty cards. It's not even meal planning. It's hunger. Shopping hungry is one of the most well-documented causes of impulse buying. When you're hungry, your brain is in survival mode. Everything looks good. Everything seems necessary. Studies have shown people buy significantly more and more calorie-dense items when they shop hungry. Eat before you go, or even just have a snack. A granola bar in the parking lot before you walk in has a measurable effect on how much you spend. I'm not joking. This is backed by research. And the second part of this, go alone when you can. Shopping with kids, or even with friends, increases spending. Kids ask for things. Friends suggest things. Your cart fills up. If you could do a focused solo shop once a week, your budget will thank you. Part 7, reducing waste after you're home. All right, so you've shopped smart. Now, how do you make sure what you bought doesn't end up in the trash? The number one rule: first in, first out. This is what restaurants do. When you unpack your groceries, move the older stuff to the front of the fridge and put the new stuff in the back. You eat the older things first. Simple. But almost nobody actually does this. Second, store things properly. Herbs last way longer in a glass of water in the fridge. Berries stay fresher if you wash them in diluted white vinegar, then dry them completely before refrigerating. Bread lasts longer frozen than on the counter if you're not going through it fast. These little things add up. Third, the use it up dinner, once a week. Friday works great for this. You cook dinner using whatever's left in the fridge before you restock. It's not always glamorous. It's always practical. And it's how you stop throwing out wilted spinach and half a block of cheese every single week. Some of the best meals come from use it up nights. And even if they don't, it's one meal. You survive. Let's bring it all together. Spend less, plan your meals before you shop. Build a specific clothes list. Shop with a number in mind and go in full. Waste less, audit your fridge before you shop. First in, first out. Store things right and cook a use-it-up dinner once a week. None of this is complicated. It's not about being some kind of extreme budgeter. It's just about being a little more intentional. So that $1,500 a year that most people throw away stays in your pocket. If this was useful, there's a lot more where this came from. I'm putting out videos every week on how to actually make your money work for you. Not the textbook version, the real version that works in your actual life. Come back for the next one. You might find something that changes how you think about money.